You want to give Schnapf some headphones or?
You're still not getting anything?
No.
Alright, on the headphone app, you have to turn off the speakers. There's that little button on the right-hand side.
Okay, cool. Thanks. No. Barrett, I don't. Nothing. There you go. Here it comes. There you go. Wonderful. Yeah. Oui. Yeah. Okay, that's cool. You're awesome. Cool. Perfect. Can you hear me? Can you hear the drums? Like this. Barrett, are you gonna come in here or stay out there? Are we? Okay.
Hello and welcome. My name is Barrett Jones. I've got to turn this off so I don't get all confused. Thank you for being here. A lot of people talk about DIY. I personally am probably the most DIY person you'll ever know because I have trouble asking people for help. Something like this that I'm doing right now should have definitely had some help on it. I'll show you a little bit about what I got going on here. I'm surrounded by different computer screens and all this shit, and I don't know if I'm gonna get cut off because if I play any music or not. I'm a little bit concerned about that, so I'm trying to tell stories before that happens. Okay, so I met Dave when he was 14 years old. I was 17 or 18 or something. I had just started recording bands. It was in my parents' house. I had not moved out yet. In the laundry room. And I had just gotten a 4-track machine, and he had a band called Freak Baby, where the singer's older brother was friends with a friend of mine, and they came in to record. The little 14-year-olds playing punk rock, hardcore. And Dave was playing guitar. And the drummer, the band wasn't very good. They were trying really hard to play fast, and they weren't very together. It didn't go very well. And a few months later, they came back and they had switched their name to Mission Impossible, and Dave was now playing drums. He was still like 14, maybe 15, probably 14 still. And he was the fastest, hardest drummer I'd ever seen in my life. And I grew up in DC. This was in the middle of the punk rock era. I saw a lot of punk rock drummers. Nobody could play like that. Nobody. And I was just blown away. I mean, he was all over the place. He was... Here, let me show you a picture of what kind of person he was. He was very hyper. I don't know if you saw that. Okay. He was a very hyperactive person. Bouncing on walls. So Mission Impossible, really cool hardcore band. He played drums. That was the beginning of his drumming career. After Mission Impossible, he went and played in a band called Dane Bramage. That they rehearsed in a group house that I had just started after moving out of my parents' house with Ruben Ratting and Dave Smith, who was also in Mission Impossible and Freak Baby. So we hung out a lot, all the time. He was playing in bands. I was the guy with the recording studio. And then after Dane Bramage, he joined Scream. And I go on a tour with Scream in 88, I think, all over the U.S. and Canada. And then everyone knows the story. Scream falls apart. He joins Nirvana. And during those times that he was not touring with Scream, he was playing in a band with me and my friend Stafford called Churn. And when I'm such a bad storyteller. Where was I? Anyway, I'll get to the point, right? He joins Nirvana. I lose my house because the landlady in Arlington, I lose my house because the landlady found out I had a recording studio. And Dave tells me to move to Seattle. Here, hold on. I don't know if you guys have heard about the Pixel Vision thing that he sent me. Here's a little bit of it.
Hi. It's really early in the morning. I think it's about 8:30 or something, or 9. And I haven't been asleep yet. And I thought that I would make this tape for you and send it off eventually, probably tomorrow. It's a Sunday morning. And this is Olympia. This is my Olympia tape. This is where I live. This is my house. See? But you gotta kind of go, like, see that van? That's our van. You gotta kind of go through the side of it. Pretty cool, huh? So anyway, it's really freezing outside. It's really cold. And I'm walking to get cigarettes right now. I'm walking over to the AM/PM, which is kind of a West Coast 7-Eleven deal. They might have them on the East Coast, I'm not sure. That's the AM/PM. Right there. It also has gas, but I'm not getting gas, I'm just getting smokes. Don't get angry if this tape turns out looking like shit, because I really don't know how to use this thing. It's the first time I've ever really used it at all.
Okay, as you can see that I'm sorry if I cut it off early. It was it's really the transfer did not go well. Pixel Visions were on cassette tapes. And they made for kids. So anyway, that was like he was really bummed out when he first moved there, and he said I should move out. And then, as I said, I got kicked out, and I moved out to Seattle, and I ended up living in my van with my girlfriend outside of Chris Novoselic's house in Tacoma for a month. God bless him for that. That was very nice of him and his wife, Shelly, at the time. And I spent every day going to Seattle and trying to find a place to live, which I found a place in West Seattle, and then Dave moved in with us. And then a couple months later, I started to tour with them, with Nirvana, for like 2 years. So we'll get to the first Foo Fighters record. You guys know this whole story, and cut to 1993, towards the end, things have gotten a little crazy with the whole Nirvana camp. I don't feel like I'm working for my friend Dave anymore. It becomes this big corporate thing, and the managers, I'm only dealing with managers, and truthfully, I don't feel like they're treating me very nice. And I want to do the same thing as they are. I don't really feel like I want to be a drum tech. I have my recording studio. I have a band. I'm writing songs. And so I go back and I tell Dave I'm going to quit. And it was that was the summer of 93. So Kurt died the next spring. And so from the time that I had quit Nirvana and Kurt dying, Dave and I sort of didn't communicate that much because he was on the road and, all that. And, we talked a little bit after Kurt's death, but then he was sort of gone. And then, a few months later, I get a call saying, hey, let's go into Bob Lang's studio, which was down the street from his house. It's where also Nirvana did their last recording there. And record all these songs that we've already recorded. Basically, the entire record for that first Foo Fighters record, we had already recorded in my studio on 8-track. There were a couple songs that weren't done yet, but so he wanted to re-record everything on a 24-track studio, and he said it was just for demo purposes, but I personally took it as, he's going to try to put out a record. I mean, I had faith. So we booked 5 days. We went into the studio. This was my second time ever in a 24-track studio, and that place is crazy. So Bob Lang's. We go there 5 days, 15 songs. And we really, it was really testing our ability to get things done. So we set up everything, all the drums, all the guitar amps, which is probably, I think, 2 guitar amps, a bass amp, which I think where there was an SVT that was there or something that we used, and a vocal mic. Everything was ready to go. It took probably, let's say, 3 or 4 hours to get all the drum sounds, which was always takes the longest, and the guitar sounds were easy. And then he starts and he just goes in there. He plays a drum track. There's no click tracks, no anything. He just sings this. He just is singing the song in his head. Whenever there's not drums, he'll just play the hi-hat or the ride to count along, which we would then cut out later. And after a drum take was done, he'd usually do it on his first try. He'd come in, record a guitar, record another guitar, put a bass down, then maybe a solo-y thing, and then move on. All the vocals were done after all the instrument tracks on the last day, I think. Maybe the last day and a half. And, I did a rough mix for the whole thing in like 2 hours, and that he put on cassettes. Somebody had asked here if I have a cassette. I don't have a cassette. I do have a DAT, which, it's funny, this DAT says, I don't know if you can see this. This DAT says February 3rd, 1995. So I don't know if this was a remix, because that's not when we mixed it. Here. You can't see that. You can't see that. Anyway. All right, where was I? Maybe am I to answering questions yet? Because there's a lot of questions. This is from that first session with the whole band. I think it's the only time they did the whole band that came out. Okay, I'm going to start answering questions because I feel like I've lost the plot. You guys have lots of questions here, so let's delve into them. Is there many unreleased songs that weren't on the first album? Ewan Brown asks. Only Podunk was released. Butterflies is the only song that he's recorded a bunch of times, and I don't think has ever been released. I Don't Want to Hear It, which just got released yesterday morning, was the thing I just found. I mean, that's crazy. A lot of people are asking if the old demos will ever get released. Yes, I hope so. God, I would love for that to happen. And I don't know why that's not ever happening. David's a little bit shy and doesn't think that stuff is good, but it's so good. It's so good. All that stuff. Somebody asked what drums and cymbals specifically brands and sizes. Okay, he was using his Tama kit. I believe it was the yellow one. I don't remember. His kit was 24, 15, 18, or something like that. And the cymbals, Zildjian A's, 24 ride, 18 and 16 heavy crashes. You know, and back then the A's weren't there. It was just Zildjian. So they were the original Zildjian. And that question was from James Thompson. Zane Thompson asked, did Tom Rothrock and Rob Schnapf ever mix Butterflies? It never got mixed. They only mixed the record. Okay. Sean from Birth Defects, who's a band from DC that I just mixed last year. Fun guys. He wants the insight on Greg Dooley. So here it comes. I'm going to give you the insight on Greg Dooley. Okay. What's funny is I did not remember what he had done until I just recently got these tracks, which I don't think I can play them without getting kicked off here. But anyway, Greg played on Ecstatic, and this was his part. And you know, it's funny when you hear it by itself, it sounds, oh, that's kind of weird, but it actually fits so well in the entire song. Like, without it, it would be weird. And I had totally forgotten about that. Now, there's a little guitar noodling that I'm quite sure we cut out. This was during a verse. This wasn't used. So the story, Greg was just in town. We were both friends with him. He came by the session and was just hanging out. And Dave was like, hey, put a guitar on this. So that's how he got on the record. Okay, what was my next question? I can't get to everything. I know that Jeej wants to know about how many songs use the can. And I have to say, after listening to these tracks, way more than I thought. Because it's really everywhere. Oh, this is Alex's tune. This wasn't on there, was it? This I don't want here. See, this is just an instrumental of... It's called Alex's Tuning, but that's not what the song was. Weenie Beanie. That is definitely the can. I mean, the can is just so cool. I think that one's out. That previous song that somebody's asking about, that's I've heard that. What is that? I might get kicked off here with playing this, but maybe not. There's no vocals on this. I know there's a demo of this song. Yeah, so this is another one that wasn't on there. Huh. Okay, mics. Somebody's asking about mics on the drums. I don't remember. Let's just listen to some of these drum tracks. The room there at Bob Lang's is so amazing. It's a big. It's got like a 20-foot ceiling. And here, let's listen to Weenie Beanie because if we just listen to the room. Look at how big it is. It's like it's all made out of marble, and it's this sort of roundish shape of 20-foot ceilings. And it's, Dave and I were both huge fans of Bonham sounds, so that's what I was going for. Okay, somebody's asking, would I ever want to work with Dave again? Fuck yeah. God damn. I would do it in a heartbeat. So, that's up to him and his people. I did do actually I helped him record something the other day. I never said anything about the mics on the drums. Okay, mics on the drums, I can't remember exactly. I'll tell you what I always do. 57s, top, bottom. I use one track for a snare and mix it together. I mean, I come from 8 tracks, so I had to learn how to conserve tracks. People don't know how to do that anymore, but the drums are on 8 tracks here. Kick, probably in and out, mixed to one track. I probably had a RE20 inside and FET 47 on the outside. Toms, I did it when I listened to this. Is probably my biggest mistake of this whole thing is I probably used 87s on the toms, which if anyone knows what that's crazy because they're basically like high. They're like overheads on the toms, so there's so much cymbals in it. It's crazy. A lot of cymbals, a lot of wash going on. Guitar cabs, 57s, right onto the bridge of the cone and the dust cover. Vocal mic was, I'm pretty sure we used the U47 they had there, except for the distorted stuff, which we ran 58 into the Marshall 800. Let me show you something here for a second. Hold on. So let's see if I can do that. Basically, that's the exact same Marshall JCM 800, which is mine, that we used on the record. The way it was mic'd, that's the can. And no, I'm not selling it. Somebody asked about that too. And anyway, let's see. Let's get back to no. Okay, more questions. Somebody asked about Oh George. and asked if it was really a nod to George Harrison. Well, the reason it was called Oh George is because of the solo that he played with the slide, and that was kind of sounded like George Harrison. That's where the Oh George came from. Somebody asked if Chris had stopped by. I don't believe he did. I don't think he was in town then. I don't know. Somebody asked, what did you guys do in between takes? And literally, we were just nonstop the whole time. There was no in between takes. You know, we would eat and work. It was just, you know, recording 15 songs in 5 days is a feat. No, not many people can do that anymore. Oh no! How the hell? Wow. My mouse just jumped over here. What are we even looking at? I'm sorry about this. I've got 3 different computers going and it's fucking me up. Okay. Was Kurt aware of Dave's songs? Yes. Yeah, Dave has played them for. There's if you guys want to look at my Sonic Highways outtake stuff, there's some of that there. Somebody asked why Butterflies has never been released. I'm not really sure, actually. We recorded that a bunch of times. I just think he never really liked it. Okay. How many Leapy writes, how many lyrics were written in the studio? How many vocal takes? Please tell us about how he was singing at that time. Is it really in tune? There's no tuning back then. So the record is exactly what you hear. He's really actually quite good at what was going on. You know, he did triple track his vocals. Here. This is triple tracked. Never far from being wrong. And right now I've got it, 2 of them panned, so it's and 1 in the middle. It's nothing. I mean, his voice is great. I don't know why he hates it so much. All static. I'm sure Dave would cringe hearing this. Now this stuff was all distorted. So it's funny, with this one we have 2 stereo tracks of the can and then 1 that's the Marshall. Somebody's asking about the distorted vocals. I said that earlier. We plugged 58 into the Marshall. That's how we got the distorted vocals. Now let's see here. I don't know if I can play. Oh, I'm missing a bunch of questions now. You guys are really going crazy. I can't believe how many people are actually watching this. That's kind of cool. Thank you. What are these? I would love to know. Somebody wants to know about Pocket Watch. That was a combo of demos that I done and the ones that he had done with Jeff Turner in DC. And our friend Jenny Toomey of Simple Machines put it out. That's all there is to know. And it was cassette only. And Jenny, of course, got really frustrated because so many people wanted it. And there was never any like reissue or put it on digital or anything. I don't think that, someday I think there needs to be a big box set. Now I will say that just because I got these tracks for the first Foo Fighters record, I have mixed them because I really wanted a chance to, and I didn't get a chance to back then. Will it ever see the light of day? I don't know. Maybe you guys can petition to hear it. I mean, that'd be nice. It's pretty fucking awesome. Georgia is asking, what about Robert Lang Studios made it the right place to record this album? I mean, it was convenient to Dave's house, but to me, I've made like 10 records there now, and I love that studio. It sounds so good. So if I didn't have my own place, I'd be working there much more. It's really hard for studios nowadays. Being a studio owner and stuff is not a great business these days. Somebody wants info on Alistair Lobb. That was just a session that we did where Dave's sister and what was his name? Another friend played. I can't remember the songs that were on it. It was just we just recorded one day, as was often the case. When Dave and I were living together before he bought his house, after he made money in Nirvana, we lived together, and when we weren't touring, we were just recording all the time. His stuff, my stuff. Somebody asked about what the recording console and preamps were used. So at that point, Bob Lang's had a API board, so I used all the board preamps, which is what you did back then. And the outboard gear, there was Focusrite Reds and God, there was a bunch of stuff. I don't even think distressors were out then. So the 1176s, just general stuff. As I said, it was only my second time in a big studio with all that stuff, so I didn't even know what most of it was at that point. Somebody's asking, will we see Slacker's Password re-recorded? Why would you re-record it? Sounds great already. Everybody wants to see that old demo stuff out there. Me too. I'm going to be 60 this year, and I've been doing this my whole life. People might think I've made a good money doing this, but no. I'm going to have to work the rest of my life, so I don't have a pension or anything like that. So I got to keep working. I would love to have a bigger cut. Yeah, Have you guys heard this yet? When I sent it to Dave, he was like, "Oh my God." It was so good. Somebody wants to hear the story about Hooker. I mean, I could probably talk about that. I wonder if I can... Let me see if I can find it. No. Hooker was recorded when Dave and I were still in Arlington, or I was still in Arlington. Yeah, we were both still there. It was literally just a cannabis fueled fun time. And Dave had this music, he played it, and then we came up with different. Now I gotta make sure that you can hear. You guys can still hear me. Oh fuck! See this. The way this system is not easy, and I have to fix things every time. Blah 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 blah. This is why this live is not going to be shown after this. I might edit it up because that's what I got to do. So let's see if
Okay.
So Hooker. Hold on. I can't even see you guys talking now. Shoo-boo-boo. While I'm doing this, somebody's asking how many times did I change Dave's drum heads? Well, when we were touring, I had to change them every day. My job was to change heads and rebuild the kit after every night. I did not polish cymbals. I did not clean the drums. That's all I did was fix, repair, and change heads. Except for the snare head, which we used these Kevlar heads, and they would not break, which is pretty awesome. Okay, this song Hooker. I mean, you got to take this with a grain of salt. This was in the 80s. We were young and silly and just having fun. James Brown. I played Neil Young, and I used the talkback mic to sing my part and talk about it. And we did Perry Farrell from...
Okay, James, Ian and Perry already laid theirs down.
Oh, now it's telling me you can't do it.
Okay, James, Ian and Perry already laid theirs down. It's your turn.
No.
Oh, it's not letting me do it. I don't know why. It's freaking out. This is the thing about machines. Would like to know how you mix the bass guitar. What do you mean? You mix the bass guitar. You record it how you want it to sound, and then you mix it in there. I didn't mix it anyway because Tom and Rob. Somebody's asking about the Charlie Brown theme, which was also we just did it for fun.
Okay, James, Ian and Perry already laid theirs down. It's your turn.
No.
It just won't let me do it. I don't understand. I'm playing this off of a... It won't do it. Technology sucks. Anyway, I think I'll answer a few more questions and then I'll call it a day. I would love just to play all this stuff. I'm surprised I'm not getting kicked off for what I have played, but any thoughts on the 90s aesthetic sound of the first album? Was that the product of the times, or was there a deeper thought in making it sound like it does? Quite a unique sound for the record. Now, literally, I just recorded the way I've always done. I try to make things sound the way I think they should sound. I don't know what about, the 90s or whatever. It is a unique sounding record because it's just Dave playing everything and it's me not knowing what I'm doing in a 24 track studio. When I first heard the raw tracks from the 24 track, I mean, it sounds like the record. So I don't know what else to say about that, because there's no you don't think about it that you're in the 90s and you want it to sound like the 90s, because I don't think that record sounds like anything else because of the way it was done. Tom asks, how close did Winnebago get to being on the record? Yeah, that's a good question. I don't know why it didn't make the cut, because they wanted to keep it at 12. There's probably a reason for that. Tom Boosie says, do you wish you had more time on the capture? What does that mean? Somebody wants to ask about Exhausted, which is actually my favorite song too. And I like the demo even more, maybe, although just because of the guitar sound. We've talked about this. If you look at my on the Laundry Room Studio YouTube site, you can see one of the Sonic Highways outtakes videos talking about Exhausted, and you can hear what it says about that. Let's see. This is Exhausted, obviously. So that's all Can. This whole song is Can with, with this. Fuck off. And it did it again, didn't it? Listening to my mix. See, I'd probably get taken down for even playing this. We got to listen to an individual stuff, huh? I guess people kind of like this. Nice. Well, okay, somebody wants me to solo the kick and snare, but on this version, I gotta, here, let me take off the stuff I've got on it. I'll do it. I mean, that's the kick and snare by itself. The kick is kind of muffly. And listen, you can hear how much cymbals are in there? Yeah, silencer is the fucking shit, by the way. Ragged Wreck, yes. Start a petition. It's pretty good. I'm pretty psyched about these. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what'll happen. Okay. Yes. Drive pedals, as I said, the MXR, the original MXR Distortion Plus. This one. Here, hold on. This pedal. This was my first pedal ever, by the way, and we used it. I bought this when I was like 16 in like 1986 or something like that. Maybe even before that. Maybe like 1984. And this rat, which was Chris Novoselich's rat. And I'm pretty sure that's all we used. There was nothing else. Oh, you want to hear the end without the fade out? Sure. It's funny because I thought I did another version. I could do that because that is off. That feedback on the can, really nice. just goes on. There's a reason it was a fade out, because it just goes on. And there you go. There's the end without the fade out. What are you asking? The Marshall was the 1964 stock. So I bought that Marshall head and cabinet in 1986. JCM 850 watt, and the cabinet was the stock 1964. I believe those are 30s, but I don't remember. Uh-oh, there's a loud buzz. Where's a loud buzz? Is it really, or was that just the song? Wow, I've been going for almost 2 hours? No. Really? Okay, I gotta stop. Oh, there is a loud buzz. What is that? Okay, that means it's time to go. Shouldn't be getting a loud buzz. Oh, is that from Did that make it stop? That was a guitar amp buzz. Ha! Did that make it stop? That was a guitar amp. I was gonna play something out of the can and the Marshall, but
That was a guitar amp.
It's too much of a pain. Too much. I mean, I'm having a lot of fun. Are you guys having fun? I don't know. That's the setup. I think I did that earlier too, didn't I? In order to do that though, I need to have something up, don't I? Okay, what should I pull up? And the problem is I haven't. Let's try this. Can you talk 5 seconds about play? Oh my God, that was the funnest time of my life, and I wish we would do it again. These are the raw tracks again, so not mixed. All right, so you wanted to fucking hear. See, I have to do all these things at once. It would be helpful if I could have somebody help me with these things. Problem with doing live. Mr. DIY. And now it's so much better when I can see the feedback coming in. It's kind of cool. Come on. There we go. God damn you. Oh yeah. Butterflies. See, this is just like totally unmixed. Craziness. This is the raw tracks. All right, I was doing that. The buzz is gonna come back. guys hear that? Why don't I hear it? Oh, right. See, this is not going to work. Can you guys hear? See, the problem is I have to have it set up right in Pro Tools, and I can't do it with this one. I am not keeping this stream available to watch. I'll probably try to go and maybe edit it down because, you know, there's a lot of, I don't know. The problem is when you take it away, then you lose all this stuff. Maybe I'll keep it up. Who knows? I don't have anything for the color and the shape. Oh, actually, can you guys hear this? You can. Okay. It's just that I can't hear it. Oh well. I'll give you a little taste of what this, I don't know why I keep losing picks too. Let's try this. Yeah, that's the can. I mean, it sounds just like it. Also, this is the guitar. I bought this when I bought the Marshall in 1986. It's a Melody Maker reissue by Gibson. It was a $350 brand new guitar that I put a Seymour Duncan Super Distortion into. Sorry, I'm talking to the wrong camera. Anyway. Gee, oh my God, I'm here. Are you just getting here? I just finished with the can. Just now. You missed it all. Right. I wanted to play... I can't play that, huh? The problem is Can I play the demo of God's Look Down? You know, maybe, although I was just having problems playing that. Okay, hold on. Everybody, I was just having problems with God's Look Down. I mean, watered it down. Ant farm. What the fuck is that shit? Was this originally to dat? Was what originally to dat? What the hell is going on here? Okay, that's weird. Haven't opened this in a while, so I don't know if it's going to work. Doesn't look like it, I'll tell you that much. Not looking good for this, and I'm not sure why. Default. Okay. It's gold, even though I'm like all over the place, and there's like, what the fuck's going on, and who the fuck am I? I appreciate it. I really do appreciate everybody coming and talking about it. I mean, hell, it's a long time ago. Hard to remember everything. I appreciate everybody who's been here. What is going on here? All right, because I need...
Pop 'em, don't forget. Oh, it's stuck. The well.
And the guys are down in anger on this poor child.
Oh my God. I haven't heard that in a long time. So that, I think that was done in like 1988, 1989, something. I mean, that was literally the first song that Dave ever recorded with me. I guess he had been demoing stuff out before, but he and I were playing in a band together called Churn, and I was recording in my studio with him, and he was like, I got this song. Can I record it really quick? You know, he's all bashful and stuff. And I said, sure, go ahead. And he goes in, and just like we did the record, he goes in and does the drum part, does a couple guitars, sings it. We did the whole thing in like an hour, this song. And I was so fucking blown away by how good it was. You know, here I'm, you listen, I don't know if anyone's heard any of my earliest stuff. It's a reason I'm not a huge rock star. But I was so jealous of how good it was, and it was just, oh my God. Now, I know Scream covered this later. I didn't even like the Scream version as much as this version, although I have to say that the sounds are weird on it. So I had to do, you know, it was 8 tracks, so I had to, all the drums were to 2 tracks. And I don't even think I had, condensers for overheads. I don't know what I used. If I did, they were like cheap battery powered things. But my trick was to use, I had a MIDI verb 2. I don't know if anyone's ever seen those, but they had this setting. It was like a gated verb thing. If you put that on the kick and snare, it really helped the kick and snare jump out of the mix. And then the guitars sound really not very crunchy. Oh, but what a cool song. Jeez. Did you have anything with Churn? And we can hear a snippet. I mean, there's a shit ton of Churn out there. The stuff with Dave. I mean, I have that one song with Dave. that's on Spotify and on YouTube and stuff like that. That was from that era. And actually, there's actually the 2 songs. So if you go to, I think they're on the Laundry Room YouTube page. You can hear them. Yeah, MIDI Verb 4, not even the 3 was good. The MIDI Verb 2, that's the one. I actually have 2 of them. Can never use them anymore, but they were good. Okay, I think I have to bring this to an end. As fun as this has become, I mean, geez. Or what? You guys are having a good time. I can't believe I haven't been cut off by YouTube yet. Luckily, I'm not. I guess I'm not playing anything that's in their thing. Something special I hadn't planned. I don't know. What would that be? This song... Anyone know about Lips Bleed? I don't think this has ever been played. I'm not sure. Oh shit, that's not right. I want that, and I want Lips Bleed. I don't know why it's having so much trouble finding this stuff. These are songs that haven't been played forever. Will you ever do new drum covers? What are drum covers? What do you mean? Oh, it's Dave. 100%. Dave singing. Not me singing. Yeah, I can't release this stuff. I probably am going to get in trouble for playing it. So, this probably was recorded in 90, 91. I don't know. I don't know how many of you guys have ever heard Harling Talks AD, but that is something you guys need to check out. Who here knows about Harling Talks AD? Because it's kind of hard to find too, but that is a project that me, Dave, and Toss Neuenhausen and Bruce Hellington from 9353 fame did. And it's really awesome. You can find it on YouTube. I think that's the only place you can find it. Was Charlie Brown on that Laundry Room release song? No, it wasn't Charlie Brown, was it? I'll stick around, huh? Hold on. Yeah, I'm sure some people might be recording this, and I can't play a whole new song because I'll get in trouble. I would think somebody'll bootleg it. God damn it! Everybody got to ruin the party. This is one of the reasons. Yeah, we won't tell. I mean, I'm all about the celebration. But somebody is gonna anybody notice that alternative nation thing on Facebook always just has, I mean, they stole a picture of mine the other day. It didn't give me credit or anything. Well, they didn't get my permission. God damn you. You know, an interesting thing about this song, it's the first time that Dave ever played a bass line that was not following the guitar line. And that was like a big step forward for him, because every time, you know, we come from punk rock. He came from punk rock. So in punk rock, you just follow the guitars. That's because it's easy. But in this one, he had that really cool... Oh, right. You're not hearing it. Hold on. God damn it. See, thank you for telling me that. You're not hearing the good stuff. La 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 la. Because I need to do this every fucking time. Okay. Still too loud. Let's see. When did I start recording more than 8 tracks? Well, when I started recording on 24 track. This album was the second time I was able to do that. I got my own 24 track machine in 1996, maybe 95.
If you're confused, let me be.
Oh shit, it is too loud. Look at that. I'm looking at the output over here, and Now why? Aha. That would be why. It was getting doubled. So that's just pure nonsense there. Hold on. What the hell? See, this is just... Okay. No, it's still too much. Wow, it must have been pure distortion. Pure red line. See, this is... I've got this turned down, so where else would it be coming from? Are you guys wearing headphones? How many of you are wearing headphones? Raise your hand. See, this is a problem. This is a problem. How the fuck did that happen? It's like... I don't know why it's actually coming out that loud. Because... it's still coming out that loud, huh? And that's... that's turned all the way down. So is it it's got to be coming from somewhere else. I'm losing the plot. I think they just don't want me to play it. That's what's going on. It's no, it's something about, because I can't even explain it. I don't understand it myself. It's the way my UAD thing is going. Let's just try something else. Let's see if that's coming, even though that says nothing. That makes no sense. Aha. Oh, wow, this really got messed up. This really got messed up. No wonder. My whole thing got messed up because my mix wasn't there. Now I gotta reset it. No, it's still doing it. What the fuck? Oh, all right, this one too. Oh, somehow. Aha. I think I got it. Okay, that's all you got. Jeej was here. I don't know if he's still here. He was probably busy with that kid. That snare is a shotgun. You know why? Because Dave plays it like that. Nobody ever played as hard as Dave hit. I'm surprised that my ears are still working after being his drum tech for those many years.
I looked in and I was shown you were too.
No drum samples on the record. No drum samples on the record. Do I remember if I tuned his kit a certain way? Yes, I tuned his kit to sound good. I learned from, I can't remember his name. He was Chad Smith's drum tech with the Chili Peppers. He taught me how to tune drums. The big trick with the snare is the bottom head is always tighter than the top. And you want to, if the snare is running this way, you want to make the lugs on the opposing sides tighter so it kind of bows into the snare and doesn't rattle as much. Vocals only, huh?
Abuse. It's alright if you're confused. Let me be. I've been around all the pawns you gagged and bound. They'll come back and knock you down, and I'll be free. I've taken all that I've endured.
The mic was a U47, a really nice U47 at Bob Lang's. That's a very sweet mic.
I don't know you anything. I don't know you anything. I don't know you anything. I'll stick around. I'll stick around. Learn from all came from it. I'll stick around. I'll stick around. Learn from all.
Somebody's asking about the drum tuning. I would use clear pinstripes on the top heads and clear emperors on the bottom. I believe emperors, yes. And I would just try to make them sound big and have a lot of good ring to them, like big, boomy craziness. Kick drum was Power Stroke 2 or 3, I think. I don't even know if they had 3s back then on the front, and a Ambassador black on the other side with a hole off center with some sort of pillow in there. Aquarius head. We didn't like the sound of the Aquarius head for the snare, but it was literally the only head that would not break on tour. Okay, everybody, I gotta go. Thank you so very much. This has been a fucking blast, really. Hopefully I won't get in trouble. This will disappear after this is done, and I might put it back up. I'll probably try to edit it. But thank you all. I really appreciate it. Until next time, and help a dude out somehow. Yeah.